Complete beginners are making $2,000, $5,000, even $10,000 per month from their small e-commerce stores. And yet, you're still here stuck thinking, is it worth it or not? You're asking the wrong question. I'm Sasha Karabut, and I've helped hundreds of people build 7- and 8-figure e-commerce brands from scratch. And most of them started exactly where you are right now, with zero experience, zero clue what to do. But those that made it followed the same 8 steps that I did when I built my first brand. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the exact system that I give to my clients to go from zero to their first sale, and then their first sale to real income. Don't worry, there's no complicated stuff in here, just things that actually work. You see, the thing is that people think you need thousands of dollars and years of experience to start an e-commerce business. But that's completely BS. You don't need a huge budget, you don't need massive experience, or the perfect product idea to start. You can start with a small budget and follow the steps as I show you in this video. But before all of this, you need to understand one thing first. Right now, most people think that e-commerce is dead or saturated or that it's too late to start. And only people with massive budgets can win in 2026. And honestly, if you're trying to do e-commerce the old way, then they're right. The game from 2018, where you could slap some random product from AliExpress on some random generic store, run some Facebook ads, that's completely dead. Now, customers are smarter, they expect more, and they want faster shipping, high quality products, and brands that actually stand for something. But the idea that e-commerce is dead is totally wrong. The market has just evolved, and the people that are winning right now, they aren't doing what everybody else did 5 years ago. They're building real brands with unique products, faster fulfillment, angles that actually stop people scrolling. If you understand this shift, you're already ahead of 90% of people who are still trying to copy these old strategies. So I believe that the opportunity is bigger than ever. You just need to play the new game and not the old one. Now let me show you exactly how to do that. We're going to be covering 4 simple steps. First, how to find a product that actually sells. Second, how to build your store the right way. Third, how to test your product without blowing your budget. And then fourth, how to go from your first sale to making real money. Step 1, product research. Okay, let's start with the foundation of everything, product research. Picking the right product is probably 80% of your success, and I'm not joking at all. You can have the ugliest store in the world, but if you pick a good product, you'll make money. Similarly, you can have the most beautiful store, but if your product sucks, you'll make $0. So this is the most important step. Do not skip this, because most beginners waste months on the wrong product. Because if your product is wrong, nobody will buy it. When you get no sales, look, you get super frustrated. You think that e-commerce doesn't work, and then you end up quitting. This is how a bad product kills your business before it even begins. But when you pick the right product, everything becomes easier for you. So I'm going to show you exactly how to find products that people actually want to buy. So here are the 3 rules. Write these down. Rule number 1, it solves a problem or makes someone feel good. People buy stuff for 2 reasons. It either fixes something annoying in their life, or it makes them feel happy, cool, or excited, and that's it. So your product needs to do one of those things, ideally both. Most importantly is it has to solve a real problem. It needs to be something that people actively search for or complain about. Rule number 2 is it has to have a wow factor. This means when someone sees it, they think, oh, that's cool. I really want that. It catches their attention. It makes people stop scrolling, because if your product is boring, people will scroll right past it. Rule number 3 is you need to be able to make good money on the product. So here's the formula. Assuming you're selling a $100 product, you need to source it for 20. You should be making at least 5 times your product cost, so you have room for ads and still make a solid profit. So if you're selling it for $100, you should be buying it for 20, as I just mentioned. That's how you make profit. What people usually do, you see, is they go and find some cheap random thing on AliExpress, they stick their logo on it, and they think they've got a brand. If you want to build something real, you need a unique product, because your product is your business. So if your product is weak, it's going to be hard to grow your business. No ads or fancy websites or 10% discounts will help you at all. This happens to a lot of new stores. In fact, 35% of startups fail because there's no real market need for their product. That means they've built something that no one truly wanted. Now, where do you actually look for these products? Here are 4 places that I look and how you can do this right now for free. Start by scrolling through TikTok or Instagram. Look for videos selling products. If a product video has a lot of likes and comments, that's a sign that people are interested. Then look at the comments. Are people asking, where can I buy this? If yes, it's a pretty positive sign. Save those products. The second place is Amazon. Amazon has a section called Movers and Shakers. It shows products that are blowing up right now. Go and look at that list and find products in it that fit the 3 rules we just spoke about a few moments ago. You can also check Amazon reviews for complaints and read what people wish were better about the products they already bought. The third place is Facebook ad library. Type in random product keywords like kitchen gadget or pet toy or back pain. Look at which ads have been running the longest time. If an ad has been running for 30, 60, or even 90 days, it means that it's making money. Companies don't run ads for months if they're losing money. So it's proof that the product is selling. But don't just guess if people will buy. You need to validate demand before you build anything. Search the products on Google Trends and see if interest is growing or declining. Check if similar products are already doing well and look for proof that people are actually spending money on this problem right now. Let me tell you a quick story about one of my clients, Tom Westcott. He had never run a business before, but his staffy kept destroying every toy within hours. He always struggled to find stuff that could handle the staffy's bite force. So Tom went into staffy owner Facebook groups, he checked Amazon reviews, and the pattern was very clear. The power chewers, they needed something different, but nobody was actually making it. What he did was he validated the demand and he saw that staffy owners were desperately searching for indestructible toys. Tom ended up creating Happy Staffy Co., Australia's only dedicated staffy store. He went ultra specific, solving one problem for one specific dog owner. Today, Happy Staffy Co. earns around $600,000 per month and won the most outstanding business award at the Albury-Wodonga Business Award. So at this point, you've picked your niche. You're ready to launch your first store, and you're already excited for that first dollar to hit your account. I know the excitement's real, but this is the exact moment where most beginners, they mess everything up and they don't even realize it until it's way too late. This is where step 2 comes into play. Step 2 is your store setup. Now, once you've got your product, most people get stuck here for weeks trying to build the perfect website. They watch 50 YouTube videos about Shopify's themes. They obsess over colors, fonts, logos, and page designs, but they never launch. And here's the problem with that. Your first store, it doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be functional, because the longer you spend building, the longer you go without making any money. And perfection here is just fear in disguise. You're afraid to put something out there that's not flawless, so you keep tweaking forever. But the best store setup is the one that gets done fast and lets you start testing. You can always improve later after you've made some sales and learn what actually works. So let me show you the fastest way to set this up. First things first is you need to choose which type of store you're building. You really have 2 options here. A one product store is best if you have a single winning product with a strong angle where your entire store is built around that one thing. Or you can build a niche store with 5 to 10 related products in the same category, which works well if you're looking to build a brand around a specific audience. Just don't build a general store because it looks cheap and people don't trust it. For your theme, keep it really simple. Use a clean Shopify theme like Dawn, which is free and it works great. Don't overthink this part at all. Your theme doesn't make you money. Your product and offer do. So stop watching kind of comparison videos and just pick one. Now, when it comes to apps, you only need 3 things to start. You need a reviews app because social proof really matters. Secondly, you need email marketing like Klaviyo or MailChimp because you need to capture emails from day one. And you need a tracking app so customers can see their order and where it is. And that's it. You don't need 15 apps slowing down your site, confusing you and confusing your customers. Keep it very simple. But your product page, on the other hand, is where the magic happens. So this needs to be clean. It needs to be clear. You need product images that show the product being used and not just sitting on a boring white background. Write simple copy that explains the problem that it solves and not some crazy novel about features that nobody cares about. Add social proof like reviews, testimonials, or user photos so people know that other people just like them have bought this product. And lastly, you must have one clear call to action button that tells them exactly what to do next. So at this point, you've set up your store and you're excited to get started, but hold on just a second. It's just the beginning. Now comes the part that actually determines if this business will work or not. So now comes the scary part of spending money on ads without knowing if anything will work. And most beginners, they either spend too little and then they quit way too early, or they blow their entire budget on the first day and then panic. So this is where the game separates people who succeed from people who just give up. Testing is not about getting it perfect on the first try. It's about learning what works and learning what doesn't, and then adjusting based on real data. But if you don't have a plan, you'll waste money and think that e-commerce doesn't work, when really, you just don't know how to properly test. When you test the right way, you get data, and the data tells you exactly what to do next. You'll know if your product has potential and is working, and you'll know when it's time to scale or potentially when you need to pivot. So here's how to test without burning your money. What you want to do is you want to start with small budgets, $20 to $50 per day for the first week to 2 weeks. And don't go bigger until you see results that prove that it's working. It's very important that you pick one platform to focus on. Facebook and Instagram are fantastic for products that might need explaining. TikTok is best for products that can go viral or maybe target a younger demographic, but don't try and run ads everywhere all at once. So what you're actually testing here is whether people click on your ad, which should happen at least 1% of the time. Then you're watching if they add to cart, which should be at least 2 to 3% for an early stage business. And finally, do they actually buy? Where your conversion rate goal there is 1 to 3% to start with. These numbers tell you where the problem is if things aren't working. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you one of the most important rules in testing. Give your ad 4 to 7 days to gather data. Don't kill it after day 1 or day 2 just because it didn't make a sale. Let it run and let the algorithm learn, because the platform needs time to find the right people. Now, question is, when do you scale? Look, if you're getting 2 to 3 times return on ad spend or better, you can start increasing your budget by 20% every 3 days. Don't double it overnight because that breaks the algorithm and then you lose momentum that you've started to build. But what if it's not working? If after 7 days, you're getting clicks but no sales, your product page or price is the problem. Fix that before spending more money on ads. If you're getting no clicks at all, it's likely that your creative is the problem. Change the video, change the image, and try again with a different hook or a different angle. Step 4, first sale to scaling. So by now, you've made your first few sales. Congratulations. But don't make the most common critical mistake here. People either think, Now they don't need to do anything, or they try and scale way too fast and then they lose money before they can figure out what went wrong. Look, scaling isn't about just spending more money on ads. It's about knowing when to reinvest, how much to spend, and when to order more inventory. If you get this wrong, you'll either run out of money or you'll run out of stock right when things are actually working their best. But when you scale the right way, your business grows predictably and consistently. And every dollar that you reinvest makes you more money, which you then reinvest over and over again to make even more. So here's the reinvestment strategy that my clients use. Take 70% of your profit, put it back into ads. Keep 30% as your take-home buffer. Because in the beginning, you're not building a salary, you're building a business. So the more you reinvest now, the bigger your business becomes and the bigger your eventual salary becomes. Now, only scale your ads when your return on ad spend is consistently 2.5 times or higher for at least a week. If you're making $2.50 for every dollar spent, you have room to grow without losing money. Then increase your daily budget by 20 to 30% every 3 to 4 days and watch your return on ad spend very closely. If it drops below 2 times, pause, optimize, and cut some of those creatives before scaling more. Now, let's jump in and talk about inventory, the fun and the boring stuff. If you're drop shipping, think about switching to holding your own inventory once you hit $5,000 to $10,000 in monthly revenue, because faster shipping means happier customers and better reviews, which means more sales. But don't go and order 1,000 units when you've only sold 50 to 60. Start with 200 or 300 units and then scale your inventory as the demand continues to prove itself. Now, once you've got one product working, you can begin to add complementary products, usually when you're making about 50 to 100,000 per month. If you're selling water bottles, for example, add water bottle cleaning kits or carrying straps. Try and sell more to those same customers who already trust you. It's way easier than going and finding new customers. So that's it. These are the 4 steps, but most people won't do this. They'll watch this video, they might screenshot some of these steps in the video, and then they'll forget all about it. They'll go around and just wait for the perfect time, the perfect product, the perfect conditions, and they'll still be waiting a year from now. But if you're ready to actually build something real, this is the system. Right here, this is how you win in 2026 with a real product, real customers, and real systems that actually work. If that clicked something for you, stick around because I'll be dropping more of these videos on how to position your product so people notice and how to sell it even if the market's crowded. I'll see you soon.